All right, so this is the Greentron of Legacy. This deck's very good against the fair interactive decks of the format, like Grixis Control and stuff like that. And let's dive in. It just ramps up into big giant idiots. The difference between this and the Eldrazi build that we'd played previously is that instead of just having a bunch of soul lands like Ancient Tombs, this deck plays Cloudpost and Glimmerpost and Vesuva. And then it goes a little bit bigger up the curve into like All Is Dust, Endbringer, Void Winnower, as well as a couple of Ulamogs and a Kozilek up here. But then it also leverages Walking Ballista, which this card's just been such a busted addition to these colorless decks, not only in Legacy, but also Modern as well. Just because, like, it's an okay play on 2, or 1 in this case with Ancient Tomb, that also scales into the late game when you have a ton of post mana. It is in fact Legacy Tron. Yeah, so Christy's been leaving the house earlier. She's been out of the house with the kids by like 6:30, 6:45 most mornings. So I've been up helping her get ready. Twitch chat loves land destruction. That's not me putting land destruction back in, although I'll take it. The deck's really sweet, but those are viewer requests putting the land destruction decks back in. This hand's pretty sweet. I get to keep this. Do I want a Grim Monolith? I don't think so. This hand makes plenty of mana, right? Like, this is 2. So this makes, for people that haven't seen Cloudpost before, this card's banned in Modern. This makes 1 colorless mana for each locust land we control, and there's only 2 locust lands in the game. So Cloudpost is a locust land, it makes additional mana. And then Glimmerpost lets you gain life equal to the number of locust lands you control. And then it counts as a locust land as well. So this gains us 2. And then, since they played the Delver Secrets here, I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and Cloudpost and stick this this Walking Ballista for 1 and shoot this. I have the tools to play around Daze this game, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I think if they had Wasteland, they would have Wastelanded me on 1. I guess that's a bad read. Laser Pew, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Can I put my tier 3 towards a Dealer's Choice control deck for New Standard? 100%, Holy Flab. Thanks for the support. I'll write that down right now, in fact. Which is good. I think I'm about at my limit for how many of the current standard format decks we're going to be playing. What's going on, Brian? Thanks for the birthday wishes. I think we have about enough decks in the current queue for to last me through. Yesterday was my birthday. I'm now the ripe old age of 28. Alright, so they have a true name if they rip a land. We're just like waiting to draw any booms that we can cast at this point. I guess we only have 4 mana since they killed our Cloudpost on 1. But we're looking to draw Thought-Knot Seer. Thought-Knot Seer would be great, actually. We could take their true name away. Cloudpost is a phenomenal draw because this is worth 4 mana. So we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana at the moment. This is on Wasteland, so they cannot Wasteland us. Hey, Jerry, thanks for the biddies. Cast a giant thing. Go. Cast a giant thing that draws more giant things. Yeah, Dismember would be a bad beat. I definitely play that card sometimes. No blocks. Match one, game 1. Would like to draw a card. Smush are gonna smush. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. New Salamander card seems great. Seems quite fantastic. Pretty sure the Spyglasses are for any match with Wasteland as well as Planeswalkers. So I'm gonna bring that in. I don't think Delver's an Ensnaring Bridge matchup. Pretty sure that's for the Show and Tell decks. Is this a Ratchet Bomb matchup? Ratchet Bomb seems kind of slow. This is probably a matchup where I don't mind cutting a bunch of my top end. Hey, what's going on, Jerry? I think we're gonna leave Legacy as an occasional thing for people that want to see it. I think the price is going to be a little bit higher than Modern because I have to eat the cost of competitive leagues, but I think I enjoyed the variety is good. Variety is good. Thing. I think I want to cut like these. Maybe I want one of these at my top end, just so I can like have a big scary to go get with Eye of Ugin if we get that going. And that means I want a couple. Don't mind a couple of Thorn of Amethyst. Thorn's like not terrible as much, but Thorn versus Ratchet Bomb. What do we think, people who have played Legacy? Ratchet Bomb or Thorn versus Delver? We don't. Maybe it's Ratchet Bomb. Keeping their threats off the table is really good, right? Like the reason why I won that game is because I played the Walking Ballista. Yeah, 2 votes for Thorn, 1 vote for no Thorn. I don't know. Being able to Doomblade their thing seems fine. Like, I'm not wastelanding them, so Thorn becomes worse. I think Thorn's probably in the sideboard for the Storm matchup. Ratchet Bomb could also like theoretically kill True Name, which is not terrible. Yeah, this seems really good. Doesn't turn 1 Chalice, but it turn 2 Chalice. We did see Young Pyromancer. Looks like they're on just like Grixis Delver. It's a good start from them. Hey, Zesty, thanks for the 10-month resub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. So I don't like saying this out loud because psychologically everybody suddenly thinks that everything is different. But I just want to confirm because I'm like 99% sure it's not different. But the colors on my screen today don't look different than they normally look, right? For people watching at home. Looks the same? Okay. I put a blue light screen on my monitors last night. That's a software blue light screen. And I was pretty sure I tested it in OBS and I'm pretty sure it looks the same and it isn't impacting OBS, but like my colors actually look different, like when I'm looking on the monitor. But I'm pretty sure OBS looks the same. Alright, so I think I'm supposed to Glimmerpost here and then play Chalice for 1. Does that line make sense? Lets me play Chalice on 1 through days. Blue light screen makes it easy on the eyes because I'm old. Like, we're a little bit behind to this Delver, but like, you know, even if they're racing us, we could potentially Vesuva this Glimmerpost down the line, which is nice. We could Spyglass, that's true. Keeping them off of Wasteland is not irrelevant. Next turn we can Cloudpost plus Spyglass though. We could like Spyglass plus Grim Monolith. So I'm going to 16 here. I think Yeah, so they're maybe I'm like a 3-ish turn clock right now. I think I just want to like get super set up and like make sure I don't get wastelanded out of this game. So I think I take a hit this turn, and I'm gonna go ahead and Spyglass. Force of Will is a real problem. I'm not sure that we're gonna be able to beat that. So this is naming wasteland. I think the Force of Will is probably gonna put this game away though. I've been a little bit too slow to get on the board totally. If we draw a Cavern, we'll like destroy them. But if we don't draw a Cavern, we're probably dead. Especially with the Pyromancer adding additional pressure to the table. So I think I have Vesuva Glimmerpost here. Am I going to represent Tempo Storm in tournaments? Yeah, I'll have Tempo Storm gear that I'm going to wear in tournaments if I go to them. And then, now that this has gotten forced, I can actually... Their last card is Lightning Bolt, which they can't cast. So I think I just go ahead and play the Walking Ballista for 3 here. Sleepy Time Bay, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for keeping me employed here with that. So I'm going to take 8 on this combat step if they attack with everything. Which I assume is what they're going to do. They did on the backswing. Pretty close to it. So I play this. These is 8. So I can put a counter on here. Put a counter on here. Do this. Put a counter on here. This is 6. It only takes me 5 to kill the rest of their board. So I do this. I attack them with this. We're actually kind of winning this race, right? They drew another true name. All right. Well, that means we're not winning the race. I think that means we're dead. Needed them to like not draw exactly that, right? I have All Is Dust. Okay, yep, definitely have 1 All Is Dust in my deck, or 2 All Is Dust in my deck. They drew a good one. Do we get to draw a good one? We did not. Well, we have killed them here. We'd have done this, and then we'd have gone to 12, and I wouldn't have had to kill their extra things. I believe we actually would have killed them if they would have drawn a brick there. Well, they wouldn't have been able to attack with the true name, right? Which means we eventually just charge this up and then kill them with that. So pretty fortunate second true name pickup there when the 90% of their deck was bricks, either lands or 1-mana spells or Force of Wills. That's how Magic goes sometimes. I would love to play first. Turn 1, Chalice for 1 on the play. Turn 2, Eye of Ugin. Thought-Knot Seer. Sounds good. They always have the Force. Welcome to Magic. Enjoy your stay. Alright, it's a great drop. Put this into play. Put this into play. We didn't get wastelanded yet, at least. So that's good for us. Got that going on. I'm pretty sure like I'm pretty sure second True Name was like the only card in their deck that beat us there, goalie. I guess Dismember was probably good too. Dismember probably beat us as well. So like Dismember, True Name. Hey look, they drew Wasteland. Yay. Hey, we drew another Cloudpost. Alright, so what am I doing here? I drew another Cloudpost. I think it's just Cloudpost, play Walking Ballista for 2, shoot this Delver. Pretty sure that's the line. Would Legacy be worse without True Name? So, fun fact, way back in the day, I'm talking like way back, Legacy was like hands down my favorite format, not close. And then they printed True Name and it very quickly became not my favorite format. I think the design on True Name is just obnoxious. I think one of my favorite period for Legacy is just before True Name was printed. Yeah, it's just another offensive card in like a sea of offensive cards is the best way to phrase it. Okay, so take your True Name. I'm gonna play this. Wow, they didn't Edict Me in response. That seems like a big punt on their part. I think that was just an F6 punt. They definitely should have Edict Me in response to this, I think. Although I guess they could theoretically draw a bunch of red sources and like bolt these and then Edict Me off the Thought-Knot, I guess. I don't know. This game seems pretty over. I draw Dismember. Big Fish, sure. So I know all the cards in their hand right now. They have Bolt Edict. Welcome to Thunderdome. Enjoy your stay. Hey, some good top decks on both sides. I think I figured it out. I should just play Chalice the Void decks in Legacy. Playing a Chalice the Void deck in Legacy is a lot like playing a Modern deck in Legacy, because your deck just like has an actual land count in it. So behind my Tempo Storm banner there are 26 lands in this deck, which is just like a land count that I enjoy. You just give me big dumb ape decks full of Chalice of the Void and like big smashy cards. Let me smash people trying to cast Brainstorms. It's my happy place. My happy place is resolving Chalice of the Void. My understanding is that their attempt to fix True Name was Council's Judgment. I don't know if that's true or not, but a doable white 3-drop. A double white 3-drop is not a very good response to True Name. Yeah, I agree. And like, True Name is one of those cards where, yeah, aggro Loma is a Chalice deck. That's exactly correct. True Name's one of those cards where it just could have been templated in so many different ways to make it a lot less stupid. Like, could you imagine if True Name was simply templated as an enter the battlefield effect instead of a replacement effect as it enters the battlefield? Like, if there was a trigger that went on the stack when True Name came into play where you had a chance to respond to it with removal spells. So, like, in response to your True Name's trigger, bolt it, plow it, etc. Like, the card would still be powerful, but it would just, like, be less oppressive, right? There'd be more counterplay to it. Seems like not amazing, but I think it's a keep. Hopefully we just, like, be a professional and draw a Cloudpost on one. Ancient Tomb, etc. Yeah, what's going on, Alec? You could say that Stone Raining Lands is a Twitch chat favorite. All right, Walking Ballista. I'm actually supposed to Vesuva their Volcanic Island tier, so I can play a 2-mana thing on 2. I think I am actually. We're not excited about it, but here we are. Chunky Buddha, your shield doesn't have a sword. Let's fix that. Another Delver opponent. What Kozilek art is that? I believe that Sun Symbol is a Magic Online exclusive. It's really sad. A lot of the Magic Online exclusive art is like really fantastic, and it's like restricted to never being printed in paper. Wow, their Delver's broken. Awkward. They don't have a land. That's good for us. That's perfect. Yeah, so I'm going to put this on Construct and kill their Delver. And then this also allows me to deploy my... This also allows me to deploy my Chalice of the Void next turn through a Daze. Again, just like, our deck is greatly favored as the game goes along because our deck has big plays that we're working up into, bigger than theirs. So if I just keep their pressure off the table and like give us time to get to our big plays, we're very likely to win. Soulscar Mage. Okay, that's interesting. So Soulscar Mage is likely indicative that they're playing blue-red Delver, as opposed to... usually blue-red Delver, for those not familiar with Legacy, is more of a burn deck, generally speaking, which is actually a little bit scary for us because the burn decks in Legacy tend to play the card Price of Progress, which is going to deal 2 damage to us for every land we have in play. In case anybody wasn't here earlier, they do always have the Force of Will, so it's something you need to be aware of. So when you're playing, you need to be aware that you're going to get Force of Will. They may also have Arclight Phoenix. Could be interesting. You have a time estimate for when the spreadsheet will go away, so I know when to return. Approximately 3 hours. Usually it's about 3 hours in the morning. A Delver Tendril Celeste? Probably not. Alright, well, they only have 1 card left in their hand, so I get to play a 4/4 this turn, which will lock down the board, the ground board nicely. I could also theoretically just like, I could just play the Grim Monolith and then like play Matter Reshaper and then like All Is Dust next turn. That's probably better, right? Because this kind of locks the ground down. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8, so I can All Is Dust through a Daze next turn. I don't get to All Is Dust through Spell Piercer or Flusterstorm, but through Daze is fine. Sounds good, McCullough. Thanks for the heads up. Happy early birthday. Decline. So I'm taking Battlefield. I'm taking 7 here, and I know they have nothing in hand. So this All Is Dust should be game ending. We're at 10. So they're basically going to be on like running Price of Progress as their bust. Bye, friends. I guess I should play this land out, because it lets me draw an extra card, and I'm dead to Price of Progress anyways. I'm about to die to Price of Progress, aren't I? There are a couple of 2-mana spells in our deck, so if we draw 2, we could be insulated against Price, which would be nice. Yeah, definitely should have played this. If I draw a land, I'm drawing 1 less card now. Yeah, that was a mistake. Yeah, so I could be drawing 6 cards here instead of this many. Hoping to draw a 2-mana spell. I'm hoping to draw another Grim Monolith. So I'm gonna go ahead and put Thought-Knot Seer into play here, and then they didn't price us last turn, so they're gonna get to shuffle. And then if we don't get priced this turn, I get to put Chalice on 2, and then we should be locked up. Hey, Monster, thanks for the 7-month free subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Uh-oh, they drew for the turn. That's terrifying. So I'm dead. Interesting. Okay, so they're just like getting more looks. That makes sense. This gives them 3 shots at a Price of Progress. So just a random off the top. Bottoms up. Bottoms up. Bottom, please. Uh-oh, they kept a card, so I assume we're dead? Oh, really? Okay. Sure. My friend finished to do instant speed reanimator with Crystal Brand and all the shenanigans. I played Mardu Pyromancer and lost hard. Do you have any sideboard tips against these types of decks? Yeah. Draw better or have them draw poorly. Would be my recommendation. Decks like the instant speed reanimator deck are just like everything that's wrong with modern. They're decks that just like don't have bad matchups, they just have bad draws. So I would heavily recommend being luckier. If you've never tried being luckier before, it's a great strategy, just for reference. You can actually play Thought-Knot Seer here. Played our set cannon. Have you considered also playing instant speed reanimator so you can play mirror matches all day? You haven't? Maybe you should. So I went ahead and I Glimmerpost to gain some health here so I don't get burned out by 1 mana burn spells. And I put the Chalice of the Void on 2 because they're out to win this game. It's price of progress, so I want to cut them off of their out. When you're really far ahead, you want to be thinking about the ways your opponent can get back into the game and then doing your best to take lines to lock them out of those plays. Alright, so Prowess Delver. This is definitely a Basilisk Collar matchup. I think this is a Thorn of Amethyst. It's definitely a Ratchet Bomb matchup. I think this is actually a Spyglass out matchup. Usually Blue-Red Delver doesn't play Wasteland, and they play what's it called? Price of Progress, like we've been talking about. Maybe it's not a Thorn matchup. Maybe it's not a 4th Thorn matchup. Do I want one of these? I probably want one of these beefers at the top end. So like one Ulamog in, so you saw like one real big bad fatty to get with a an Eye of Ugin activation. This seems fine, I think. I'll give the folks in chat a chance to comment. Oh, would Void Winnower be good in this matchup? Yeah, maybe that is the better one actually. It closes quickly and it cuts them off of price of progress. Yeah, I think you're right. I think cutting them off of price is probably worthwhile. Just like having more ways to do that. Let's do this. That's a good suggestion. Thank you. I don't know that I'm in love with Thorn either way, so like not having it like really isn't the end of the world. Stoneforge mistake. Jerry gets it. He's been around the block. Yeah, that sounds like great. People are afraid of things that they're not familiar with. People are afraid of change help. Like there was literally someone that responded to my Splinter Twin post versus Tron talking about, and they responded with they didn't realize that Spellskite could interact with Splinter Twin, and I was just like, oh, so like you're afraid of Splinter Twin? You've literally never played with it, because like when Splinter Twin was playable, Spellskite was everywhere because it's this colorless way to interact with Splinter Twin. So it's just like people who like literally have no experience in the format, just like talking about how like these things would be too good or too bad, etc. I'm pretty sure this is just an Ancient Tomb Chalice on 1. I guess I could Ancient Tomb Grim Monolith, but I think I'd rather just try and get this going. If this does its thing, it's, you know, kind of wonderful. If this gets forced here, I like don't feel too bad. If it gets dazed, I feel a little bit medium. We've definitely come a long way since then, Jerry. Which people's canon list did you end up picking? I put Legacy Belcher into the queue. I'm not sure when exactly we're gonna get to it, but the Legacy Belcher into the queue was for your canon bits. It's been a hot second since we've done that one. Okay, that's a Ratchet Bomb. You know, we actually haven't played it since they banned Probe, so I need to look at some deck lists and see what people have done. So, I think it's just Eye into Thought-Knot here. Ancient Doom is, like, not a stellar card to have against the burn deck. They could have a Daze here, because, like, if they had this match to Smithereens, they're not likely to Daze the Chalice on one. Perfect. Yeah, we're probably not going to get to another Legacy deck until next week. I think is the realisticness of it. Take their burn spell here, so I try not to get burned out. So probably see threat pass here unless they draw like a Dismember. Why is Worldstime Worm played over Galta if its only purpose is to discard a shoal? The reason why it's played is because its only purpose isn't to discard the shoal. You also threw the Breach. You also threw the Breach Worldstime Worm into play and win a lot of games that way. Because, like, Breach hits you for 15 and then, like, play another one is, like, generally pretty good. Please shuffle your Ponder. Like, when everything's going exactly your way, obviously you're just pitching it to shoal, but usually you have a backup plan of, like, doing your thing. Hitting him with the worm. Give him the old wiggly worm. They chose to shuffle, so that's good for us. So hopefully we're just not getting hit here. Well, that's quite fantastic. So I'm gonna play Glimmerpost here, and then I think I'm actually just gonna use my mana to get both these things into play this turn. So I'm gonna play Grim Monolith, and then I'm gonna play Chalice for 1, and then I'm gonna play Ratchet Bomb. And then this Vesuva is actually going to gain us 2 points of life. It's going to copy this Glimmerpost that we haven't played. Would I ban Faithless Looting in Modern? Nah, I'd just unban a bunch of stuff. I think people are pretty happy with Modern how it is, and I just wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't remove anything. I wouldn't take people's decks away from them. Modern's a format about people having decks that they love and just playing what they like, so I don't think I'd change that. We're gonna give Amulet Titan. I think Amulet Titan's a great deck. I think it's a lot of fun. It's got a good toolbox in it. It's got a good, strong, powerful draw that runs people over. It's got a lot of things that I look for in a Modern deck. Would I unban? I would unban Twin, Stoneforge, and Birthing Pod to start. I would unban Twin, Stoneforge, Birthing Pod, and then I would wait 6 months and see what things look like, and then, like, make adjustments from there. And then, like, if things still looked good after unbanning Twin, Stoneforge, Birthing Pod, I would unban some more stuff. Let's put another 4/4 into play, shall we? I'm at 8. I guess I technically died at Price of Progress by playing this land out and not gaining life. Alright, we were dead to Price regardless, because even if I played this copying this, they just respond to the trigger. So, you know, they had one card, they have a Monastery of Spirit and one card I don't know, and they've played no cantrips, and their cantrips are shut off, and their last card is Price of Progress. Welcome to Thunderdome, enjoy your stay. No, I think Green Sun Zenith is a card that I'd eventually unban too. I just pretty firmly believe that you shouldn't unban too many cards at once, because if you change too many variables in an equation, it's difficult to pinpoint what's changing and why. I think you could you could even argue that unbanning 3 cards at once is unbanning too many cards at once. And maybe it's safer to just unban 1 or 2 things at a time. Just like unban one thing, wait 3 months, unban another thing, wait 3 months. So if I play Cloudpost on 1 with this hand, I can't play Thought-Knot Seer on 2. So I think I'm supposed to put Eldrazi Temple into play on 1, so I can Thought-Knot on 2. It means the Endbringers come down slower, but getting my initial threat on the board is pretty important in this matchup, I think. May I ask why you think Pod is okay to be unbanned? Yeah, because Pod's not any more or less offensive than anything else that goes on in Modern. Like, whenever people talk about cards like Birthing Pod and Splinter Twin being really powerful, my answer is, yes, they're really powerful cards. That's why they're fun to play. And everything that's playable in Modern is really incredibly powerful. So, like, why can't I have this other powerful thing as well? I live off Jimmy Dean breakfast biscuits. Take my non-breakfast money. What's going on, Zesty? Thanks for the bits. I think Deathrite Shaman just makes too many decks, too many samesies. Like, Deathrite Shaman, I wouldn't ban cards based on just raw power level, but like, cards like Umezawa's Jite, Punishing Fire, Deathrite Shaman, like, those are cards I'd never take off the ban list. They're just, like, obnoxious and don't promote good play patterns, in my opinion. Endbringer is aptly named, especially in Legacy. This card closes. No, I think no ban list Modern is silly. I also really hate when people like when you talk about unbanning things and you say, whenever I say there's a lot of things that I would take off the Modern ban list, people are always like, well, we should unban everything, which is just like patently incorrect because, like, you know, things like Glimpse of Nature and Skull Clamp, like those cards, Dark Depths, like these cards create really degenerate things with like games regularly ending on like turn 2 and stuff like that, and I really don't want that to exist. Artifact lands, just I honestly, there might even be a world where like the artifact lands are fine at this point. Like, people really don't understand just how powerful Modern is. People are so pigeonholed and focused on like how good these cards were in older formats that, like, I think there's a lot of things you could try to take off. All right, so they brainstormed on 1 for some reason. I'm pretty sure I just take this Lightning Bolt so that way they can't double bolt this Thought-Knot Seer before I get set up. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what I think or what I would do, because what I think and what I would do just don't matter. Just they're not going to happen. Just like this kind of waste of a breath type thing. Yeah, that's true. Having your lands open to getting like Ancient Grudge is like a real thing. Very, very real thing. Wow, there is a wind advisory where I live in central Illinois today, with gusts of wind up to 50 miles an hour expected. So I'm actually just not gonna attack with this Thought-Knot Seer, because am I not gonna attack with it? I don't know. This is actually kind of close. So like, if I attack with this Thought-Knot Seer, I'm like exposing myself to getting attacked for, I don't know, like three or 4 points in the backswing. I think I actually just like hold tight. 50 mile per hour wind gusts is not normal for my area. Like, up to 20 mile per hour is like nothing to write home about. Like, there's not a lot out here in the cornfield to like stop the wind or break it. So like 20 mile per hour winds are like not unreasonable. 50 mile per hour winds are crazy. How cheap is real estate out here? Outside of the city proper, it gets really cheap. Even within the city proper, it's like not that expensive. My opponent's cantrip sequencing feels like it's been suspect. Just like turn 1 brainstorm pass, end step brainstorm here. Are we in a tornado warning? I don't think so. I think it's just a wind warning. If they attack with the Swift Spear, I'm going to block. I'm okay trading this for a Lightning Bolt plus their Swift Spear. I don't think disenchanting cards is ever going to exist, but they are going to address it so you can't open cards that you already have copies of at some point. When? I don't know. Not soon enough, but at some point you will no longer be able to open cards that you already have copies of. What would be the best piece of advice you would give us click draggers to play in their first paper tournament? Over communicate. You can't communicate too much. There's no such thing. Clearly articulate every change you're doing. Judges are there to help. The only people that are going to discourage you from calling a judge are idiots or cheaters, and you don't want to listen to either of those types of people. If you're ever uncertain if you should call a judge, you should definitely call a judge. Soulscar Mage is really good here because it means that their lightning bolt shrinks our large creatures. I think I'm just gonna double block here. I don't want to sit here and like take a bunch of damage. Well, I mean, by the time rotation happens, we're going to have a new non-rotating format, so you're going to have ways to play with those older cards still. I think this actually works out for me, especially considering, like, I have more Endbringers in my hand. So I'm going to 17 here, and then I get to All Is Dust, and they have 2 cards left in their hand. Well, I mean, the double block's not technically free, right? Like, they get to choose which creature they're killing, but definitely correct to, like, make sure their thing dies. It might have even been theoretically incorrect to double block there, because I could have just, like, chump blocked with the Thought-Knot Seer, given them a card, and then, like, untapped and All Is Dusted here. I even get to All Is Dust through. Let's see if they've fixed this bug. This bug's existed for, so I believe when I click on colorless Eldrazi mana, it takes this mana. Yeah, that bug still exists. That bug's existed for 3 years. Almost 3 years. So you have to float the colorless Eldrazi mana, spend that mana, and then float mana here. So they introduced that bug with spending mana in January 2016. Thanks, Moto. The Wall of Roots bug was introduced in the same patch in January 2016, and it's existed since. So to give context into why both these things broke in January 2016, January of 2016 is when they introduced colorless mana and versus generic mana. So they actually had to reprogram the mana system on Magic Online to make that distinction, because previously colorless mana and generic mana were the same thing and they didn't need a distinction. So when they recoded that, a lot of the things they did while recoding that caused a lot of things to break. All right, so this puts them to 11, and then next turn I can put a counter on this and attack for 9, and then shoot them for 2 and kill them. Is there like a wiki with the Moto bugs? There is the unofficial Magic Online bug list on GitHub, I believe. Is there a way to view the deck queue on mobile? Yep, you can always find that on my website. They're like actually dead on board, right? Onward, upward, backward, forward. How we doing, folks? Welcome. Good morning. Hope everybody's having a great Tuesday wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic 30, 40, 50 hours a week. We generally play Magic Online every morning. We play a Modern and a Legacy League. or 2 Modern, 2 Legacy, depending on what's at the top of the queue. And we also play some Standard on Magic Green every afternoon. If you find yourself enjoying my content, please consider subscribing to my channel. The reason why I'm able to do this and the reason why we still have Magic Online content on my channel is because of my wonderful subscribers. As long as people support this content, I'll definitely be here making it. Past subscribing, you can also support my stuff by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. The NRG Championship Series. Would love to have you check out their awesome tournament series. They do $5,000 cash tournaments every single month in the Midwestern United States. They do Modern, Legacy, and Standard tournaments. Their next tournament is actually going to be this Saturday, January 12th. It's a Modern tournament. If you can't make it out to the Midwest for their tournaments, they do streaming coverage of their paper tournaments as well at twitch.tv/NRG series. Cardsphere.com will love to help you turn your cards into other cards direct with other players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website. And of course, MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there with them. I am not going to make it out to the NRG event this weekend, Brad. Christy and I are closing on the new house on Thursday. So we're gonna be moving this weekend, I believe, assuming the internet company can get the fiber set up at the new house before next week. We're gonna be doing all of our moving this weekend. With each biscuit, I only grow stronger. Thanks for the bit, Susty. Can finally go to bed. Good night, Rendrag. Oh, that's cute. I can click on people's usernames now and it tells me when they followed my channel. That's adorable. I wonder if they changed how subs are counted, if they added stuff like that. I'm gonna bottom this. We're looking for more lands here. February 15th, 2016. You have been. Not yet. Yeah, it doesn't look like a JVL. So any idea if there is at least day 1 plus front page bump? I'm not sure what you mean. I did pick up like 300 followers yesterday, which is pretty good. My average day streaming arena all day is usually only like 150 followers recently. So easy Cloudpost on one here. Hopefully we find a Glimmerpost of a Vesuva or another Cloudpost next turn so we can start playing Grim Monoliths. It'll do in a pinch as well. How many new subs yesterday? I don't know. I honestly wouldn't expect being on the front page to like equate to and end up equating to new subs. Man, are they playing Miracles? The Miracles matchup's really good for this deck, right? Especially because of Eye of Ugin. Fast Mentor is actually one of their better starts for sure. So I think I'm actually going to Grim Monolith, Thought-Knot Seer. Wait, oh, I could have Ulamogged. Ah, crap. I messed up. I had 2 floating. I had 2 and then 6. I could have Ulamogged there. It's a pretty big punt. All right, let's take their preordain. The rest of their hand doesn't do a whole lot. Definitely a pretty big mistake there. I guess you could argue that like trying to dodge a Swords to Plowshares is like makes it less of a mistake. Oh, the explosives lets them kill my monoliths. They drew plow. Whew, whew. This game's been a comedy of errors, but thankfully this is a no justice stream, so we're gonna be fine. Everybody calm down, okay? Ain't nobody got time for justice in the world. I am getting a jersey, actually. Was just talking the other day with my rep about that. And honestly, I don't care if they blow up this engineered explosives. I have an Ulamog. I followed February 15th, 2016, back when I was still in college. Times has changed. What's going on, Beetle? Block. I don't have details on that. I need to find out the exact timelines. I haven't gotten mine yet. I haven't gotten my own personal one yet, so. Trigger. Second mentor. Main deck Flusterstorm, some Snapcaster Mages, the usual suspects. Yeah, paper magic. It's been a hot second. Check yours, Brian. Yours says July 9th, 2015. July 9th, 2015. Account created July 31st, 2010. When was mine created? May 1st, 2012. Long time coming. Do I hold this Endbringer? Now there's two Terminus in exile and there's a third one in their hand, so I'm gonna go ahead and cast the Endbringer here. Second, 2009. When did it stop being Justin TV? Does anybody remember? What day? I'm sure that's on Wikipedia somewhere. When did it stop being Justin TV? The old draw 3 on the AK. Woof. Getting my sword arm ready. Can't believe it's been almost a whole year. Thanks for the Prime support, Fancy Penguin. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. Well, I'm glad you made an account, J-Boz. So this is going to be Snap Plow on my Endbringer. I'm 1 mana away from activating Eye of Ugin here, which is nice. So Justin TV till 2014. Okay, so some of these accounts, like my account and Brad's account, predate Twitch. That makes sense. They moved a lot of those accounts over, I would assume. Hey, Orinel, thanks for the 3 months. Welcome back. All right, so I get to end step, go fetch an Ulamog, then untap an Ulamog then. How do you see when your account was created? If you click on your username in chat on the desktop, it lets you see it now. So Brian, it says your account was created March 2nd, 2014. It's something they added. So it shows how long you've been following a channel and how long when your account was created when you click on your name in chat on the desktop now. Oh no, chat. They're sculpting our minds. How will we ever win the game of Magic the Gathering cards now? So I assume they've set up Brainstorm. I assume they've set up Brainstorm plus Terminus here. So this is a lethal attack. So we'll go ahead and we'll attack for lethal. And then we'll play this Ulamog. Yeah, it is medium against click. So this is the Brainstorm Terminus that we assumed they were setting up. And then I get to play this Ulamog off the Cavern of Souls and take the Tundra and the Juice away. It feels so good to just like dumpster Miracles. Miracles is so miserable to play against. Just like playing a deck just like takes this deck and smacks it upside the face feels fantastic. Nice big mana deck, a nice control deck. I definitely want the last Spyglass to shut off Jace the Mind Sculptors. Probably trim a Walking Ballista. I don't think I want these other cards that are in my sideboard. You know, it makes sense that we really don't have sideboard cards this matchup. This matchup's very good for us, I believe. Thorn slows down Mentor. I guess Walking Ballista kills Mentor too. I have 2 Allah's Dust though as well. Void Winnower turning off Terminus is quite fantastic. Because even though Terminus costs 1 to Miracle, it still has a converted mana cost of 6. So Void Winnower turns it off. Is the modern green-black rock list updated on your website? I'm bringing it to SCG week this weekend, and I'm not 100% sure on my sideboard. Yeah. And again, like, remember, Modern's a format where you should always pick it. You're always basically picking and choosing what decks you want to beat and what decks you want to lose to. So, like, the sideboard that's on my website might be different decks that I want to beat and want to lose to than what you want to beat and want to lose to. Hand's got a bunch of mana in it. Sign me up. Do 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 do. So what do I want to do here? I think it's just Cloudpost again and then pass. So I think I want to try and just like play multiple spells in one turn to stress their counterspells out here, rather than like play something this turn, get counterspelled or spell pierce, and like play something next turn, get counterspelled or spell pierce. Yeah, I agree. Heat stroke. Less is more. Keep our threat count high. I think the Spyglass is definitely worthwhile because Jace sucks to play against. They usually have a Teferi in their deck too now these days. Thoughts on running Rip main deck in Modern right now? I don't know. Rather than playing Rip main deck, why don't you just like play a deck that's proactive? You could register Rip main deck, or you could just play a deck that's better. Another Cloudpost. I think I'd rather Glimmerpost here, so that way I can... yeah, this works, right? This is 7 mana total. Yeah, so I could do this, and I could Thought-Knot Seer first to check for Force of Will, and then play Chalice of the Void. So, if they force this, they pitch AK, and then I can go ahead and play Chalice of the Void here. And then, even if they make a bunch of tokens with their 1-mana spells, I'm not going to take lethal next turn, and then I can play a giant Walking Ballista to clean up Mentor and friends. We played against Miracles yesterday and the day before, and they both had Teferi's in them, Jerry. So I believe you that there's people not playing it, but just like from what we've played online so far, we played a lot of Legacy recently. You can find them all on the YouTube channel. There's been a lot of Teferi's inside of these archetypes. All right, so next turn, if I play this, these each tap for 4, so that'll be 8. So let me play Ballista, shoot the Mentor, shoot a Monk. So hoping to dodge Force of Will blue card here. Yeah, I guess Cloudpost would have given me the same effect. You're right. And then I'd have had more mana this turn. Yeah, good call. I think most of our roads are heading towards Rome at this point. Fast Mentor is really their one way to win the game usually. And the fact that we've, like, gotten past Fast Mentor probably means we're good. Especially with the Eye of Ugin here. Thanks, BC Kicks. It's gonna be an exciting year, hopefully. I was thinking, in my head, I was thinking about playing around Daze, but Daze isn't a card that I should play around out of Miracles. So, I should have played the Cloudpost 2 turns ago, and then this Ballista could have been bigger, and I could have killed both these Monk tokens as well. So I'm taking a little bit of extra damage that I didn't have to because of my sequencing. I think that was a misclick. Why wouldn't they attack with both? This deck is so dumb. In the best possible way, this deck is dumb. This feels great. The last couple decks we've played have had like a really bad Miracles matchup. So just getting to like sit here and like beat Miracles up like they're a small child feels fantastic. It's like nice control deck. Hey, what's going on, Anna? Good morning. These have been like particularly not close games. Alright, attack them for 4, shoot the other one. Each of our Cloudposts tap for 5. So I have 21 mana at the moment. Oh no, please don't click my Eye of Ugin. Oh wait, you can't. Are we still missing a walker? Do we get 4? I didn't realize we get 4. My Dazer, if you're in the subs Discord, I actually wrote about the different planeswalkers in my article for the week. So there's an article preview up in the subs Discord. Play Chalice for 10, assert dominance. This is probably a concession, Eye of Ugin. If I had to venture a guess. I think the Walking Ballista is actually just lethal, but instead I'm going to get an Ulamog and just get them. Easiest 3-0 of my life. Look at that. We were bound to not scrub a Legacy League at some point, right? Is playing good decks good? What do we think? All right, I found my Legacy deck for the NRG tournament in April. I think the April NRG tournament is this. Anybody in the Chicagoland area want to hand me this sleeved in a box? Good, but boring. I don't need entertaining when I'm trying to win. Thanks. Don't worry, goalie. I think we're gonna get to. Actually, I'm not sure we're gonna get to your deck. I think I need to do double modern tomorrow because we've done a lot of Legacy recently. So I think I need to do double modern tomorrow. I'm looking at the queue. I'm around in no hurry. Perfect. I think we're probably gonna get to yours next week then. I think tomorrow morning's probably gonna be 8 whack plus Sultai. What's going on, Kavote? Long-time lurker here, and since my Prime is not used this month, takes it. Thank you for the 3 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed. Did I make the wrong choice? I mean, Reanimator's more volatile. This archetype's probably more consistent. It doesn't even try to win on turn 1, and it's not even possible to make yourself lose. That's true. That's true. As far as excitement goes, I agree with the assessment that this deck is boring. I think that is a completely reasonable assessment. This is really boring as far as Legacy decks. Like of all your choices of decks you can play Legacy, this one's boring, but this deck is also just very good. What are the reserve list cards in this deck? This deck like doesn't even play City of Traders, right? Are there any? Is this card reserve list? Is Grim Monolith? Monolith's the only one? This deck, speaking of lands, this deck has an unwinnable lands matchup, right? It's like really bad. This hand just doesn't do anything, right? And it doesn't activate Eye of Ugin anytime soon. This hand's like not amazing, but I think it's a keep. Do I know how much this deck costs? If you have to ask that question, you probably can't afford it. That's what you should assume when you ask the price of a Legacy deck. If you have to inquire how much money the Legacy deck costs, you should assume it's out of your price range. Is it sub $1,000? That's like, it's so funny. Just like sub $1,000 for these 75 pieces of cardboard. That's so cheap. It's so cheap. One Cloudpost on top. I won the die roll. We'll play Eye of Ugin on one. Now I'm gonna play Ancient Tomb on one. Yeah, I think that's the play. I think it's Ancient Tomb on 1, Cloudpost on 2, Walking Ballista for 2 on 3. Not exciting, but it's where we're at in life. Using Legacy as my relaxed format. That makes sense, Anna. You know, I mean, variety is important, right? So, like, when you pivot formats, like, getting to play a different playstyle, like, makes a lot of sense. So, I believe Bloodstained Mire tends to indicate Storm, but it could also just be a Grixis deck. So, we've played 3 pretty good matchups in a row for this deck, which is part of the reason why we're an easy 3-0 almost certainly. Like, if I had to venture a guess, I would bet that Storm's very difficult for this archetype. Basic Island and Preordained, both indicative of the fact that we're playing against Storm. Yep, definitely Storm. Probably dead. The new set releases on Magic Arena on January 17th. It releases with the pre-release streamer event on the 16th, so we'll be playing it on my channel on the 16th. And then it releases in paper sometime near the end of the month. Where's the stomping grounds? I want to get Belcher. We actually did just get Belcher added back into the queue. Kaysen added that. Yeah, we do have a lot of board cards. For sure. No, the pre-release event, they're giving everybody fully loaded accounts with 4x playsets of cards, which, like, isn't relevant for me because, like, I have 4x playsets of cards, but it will be able to play Constructed against other streamers. Alright, so Thorns and Leylines come in here. Is this a Ratchet Bomb matchup? Is it a Ratchet Bomb matchup? Ulamog's real bad. Endbringer's probably a cut. Kozilek and Void Winnower are fine. So, I think there's an argument. No, we won't get to keep them legit advice. From my understanding, we'll be on a separate server. I actually like the Ratchet Bomb in my deck, so that way when we Kozilek, we have more 2s to counter their stuff. I think Matter Reshapers are better than Endbringers because they're faster pressure. Spyglass does not impact Line Diamond. I think I like this configuration. If someone with a ton of experience with this deck told me Endbringer was better than Matter Reshaper, I'd believe them, but my gut says I want the cheaper threat. Because, like, even just hitting them for 3 is valuable, because, like, pressuring their life total makes their ad nauseams worse. Spyglass does not stop Flashback. Flashback is alternative casting cost, not an activated ability. It's a good question, though. If they let me have a streamer event, they probably wouldn't be able to do what I'd want to do. I would want them to have a deck gauntlet where there were just like 12 really terrible constructed decks, and you didn't get to pick which one you had to play. It would be like me streaming. You never get to pick what you play, and it's almost always terrible. Yeah, unfortunately, J-Free, there's not an overlay that lets you see the card text, so in the bot in chat, you can type exclamation point and then the card name to see the rules text of a card. Alternatively, you can use a site like Scryfall in another browser tab to look cards up, but Magic Online is just not accessible like Magic Arena is. So definitely don't fault anyone for not watching during the Magic Online segment. I know it's much harder, especially for newer players. This hand is what you would call our nut draw. We have double disruption into a threat. We'll be starting with Magic Arena, probably about 11:30 or so. Always top two. So here's the thing. If you're going to be buying Magic Online cards, you can't think of it as an investment. You have to ask yourself the question, whatever cards you're going to be buying, am I going to get X dollars worth of enjoyment out of these things? So if you're putting money into Magic Online thinking it's like a savings account, that's the wrong way to approach it. If you think, you're going to spend, $200 on a legacy deck or a modern deck and you're going to get $200 worth of enjoyment out of it, that's the correct way to approach it, in my opinion. All right, so do I put Chalice on 1? Or do I put Chalice on 2? I think I put Chalice on 2, right? So that means I need to wait a turn here. Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. You spent $2,000 in 11 years. That's less than $200 per year to the number of hours you spent playing it. So I've gotten punished for my decision to wait here, but I think my decision to wait is right because Chalice for 2 probably locks this game up. I'm 1 mana off of casting this, right? This is 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it a better investment to put in a Roth IRA or a mutual fund? I do not know offhand. I know I have a Roth because that's what my investment guy told me, but I don't know if that's actually correct. I definitely haven't thoroughly researched that. They did some short Google searches, but underground seas. I've made a mistake, yep. Oh no, I've made a terrible mistake. No, Roths are much lower than that. Punishing Waterfall is like 6,500 per year. Yeah, 5.5K. Sounds right. Well, we missed our land drop and now we're dead. Yeah, that's why X2 is good, because it stops Circle's Recall. I was 1 mana short of playing the Void Winnower out both those turns. Yeah, it's gonna like natty tendrils me from 14 because of my Ancient Tomb. Oh, goblins, sure. Plus tendrils? Wow, brutal. I guess I can draw one of our 2 Ratchet Bombs. Okay. At least we got our money back this league. At least we got our buckaroos back. We didn't feed the online gambling machine this morning. We collected instead. This hand's not great, but I think it's keep. I'm gonna bottom that, looking for some lands. We've been good at winning die rolls so far today, so we got that going for us. Yeah, the whole market's been slaughtered thanks to our fearless, very good, makes the best deals leader in the White House. It's weird. Who could have possibly thought that all those tariffs would have been a bad idea? It's just impossible to have known, I guess. If only there had been some kind of documents that would have told us about the history of things like that. It's sad that they don't record anything, though. You just gotta leave it to guesswork and intuition. End step brainstorm. So I'm dead. End step brainstorm usually means they're untapping and killing you. It's the same Storm player we just played against. Different Storm player. Manipulate Fate. Okay, so they're playing Food Chain. They're playing Food Chain. Got it. Sweet. Two Mist Hollows and Scourge. It's aggressive. I like their use of Force of Will there, since I have the Cavern of Souls on Eldrazi. Just like stop my mana, because you can't stop my thing. They also pitched a Mist Hollow to the Forest. That's just like good clean value. can Spyglass this, right? No, this is a mana ability? This is definitely a mana ability, right? I'm like 90% sure this is a mana ability. IIRC stands for if I recall correctly. So I have to sit here and do this. And like, I guess I block a lot. But like, they still get to play a giant Walking Ballista. Is it like worth my time to sit here? It's really not worth my time to sit here. I've got more decks to play. We're likely going to die. I just don't have mana. Yeah, Ballista's the usual win condition in Food Chain. Odds of us winning from there are real low. I don't really have sideboard cards here. Just gonna click submit. I guess I could bring in Ratchet Bomb. I guess. It's like marginally better than the Sorcerous Spyglass that's no good. Yeah, they end up, their ending board state is like all the Griffins in play, plus a huge Walking Ballista. I'm just like not winning from there. Thorn does not stop them. Thorn specifies non-creature spell. Maga traitor to mortals. The good old days. Sure. This is turn 2 Walking Ballista for 2, turn 3 Endbringer. Yeah, just for extra Invoker turns off mana abilities. They play like a birds on 1, we'll shoot it. I believe this deck plays Noble Hierarch / birds on occasion. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I feel bad killing the prettiest Bird of Paradise artwork, but it has to happen. It must die. Started playing Digits and Legacy. Nice Time Lord. Correct. The Ken cast from exile is just like rules text. Yay, a pair. All right, let's bump off the tariff talk in chat. I just leave it at anybody who thinks the tariffs were remotely a good thing. I'd encourage you to do a little bit of research to understand why they're not. Listen, talk to some actual economists. Read what some actual economists have said, as opposed to the person that Trump has as an advisor. So, if this Endbringer gets to untap, it's going to provide us with a steady flow of cards. All his dust can kill Food Chain here, so we're like in a pretty good spot. They could have access to something like Assassin's Trophy maybe, but this is Legacy, so like Assassin's Trophy hasn't just replaced Abrupt Decay because they can't be countertext on Abrupt Decay is like pretty relevant. I don't think that's strictly true third degree. I definitely think there's people who just like haven't had time or just like make assumptions. Lots of people like to assume things. think I want to All Is Dust just yet. So do we just, I think I just draw another card here. I don't think I really care about taking a hit for 5. Oh geez, am I dead? That's 9 mana. Well, we might be dead. I don't know if they have a win condition or not. When I play the Legacy tournament for Nerd Rage, I'm probably just gonna find a mess of Blood Moons. A big fan of just playing. Oh my god, I forgot to activate the Endbringer. Oh, that's such a tilt. Oh, it's annoying. So I should have one more card in my hand. Chalice on 5? Oh, you mean Chalice on 4 for Mist Hollow? I guess I could theoretically put Chalice on 4. It's a thing that could happen. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to wait and do that? I didn't even think about that. I think that's probably like a sweet suggestion. Maybe I'm supposed to be more aggressive with this Endbringer rather than just like sitting here and drawing cards with it. Chalice on 5 does stop Force of Will. Sure. Yeah, Cavern's only for creature spells. Does not impact tribal spells. I guess I should attack first here, huh? Oh. I should. Pay more attention. It doesn't really matter. They have engineered explosives. I guess I would have just like left it in my hand for now. You're correct, J-Boz. All tariffs aren't strictly a bad thing. Declaring what are people who are in charge of literally declared as trade wars are bad things. Those are not things that are ending up good for us. So, if they didn't draw a thing, I can force them into chump blocks next turn. So I can ping the Eternal Scourge. This is really funny. This just gives it vigilance. So I could ping the Eternal Scourge and then it exiles. And then I attack with everything and they'll be forced to chump block. I really wish I could just say like, do you have Walking Ballista? If yes, show me and I'll concede. Oh, you know what? I should draw a card first. Actually, you know what? I'm probably supposed to... I probably should have copied a Glimmerpost there. That's 100% what I should have done. Just copy a Glimmerpost. Alright, they drew 2 cards because of the Thought-Knot Seer dying. We are 3-1, but we're down a game here. Yeah, now I can, because they took these hits, I can end step Endbringer, untap Endbringer, their upkeep Endbringer. So if I don't die here, we should be going to a game 3. But we could also be dying here. Got me. Alright, so it should be a lock. Yep. They see that I see the line, we're moving along. Do you see what I see? Do 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 do. Sorry, we just passed Christmas time, right? People probably don't want to hear that for another 10 months, 11 months. Ever again, maybe ever again in some cases. How are you doing, folks? Good morning. It was on topic, okay? It was on topic, Christmas music. Seems like okay, like Chalice for one's like not amazing in this matchup. It doesn't impact their combo, it just impacts their setup. It's got plenty of mana in it though. I think they're gonna sing me a song next turn. Sure. I'm a part-time gas station worker. I've heard that for 2 months straight since Thanksgiving. So next turn I get to Smusher and Smush. Smush again and smush, 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 smush. Do. What did they keep? Did they mulligan? What did they mulligan to? They mulligan to 6. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, man, their hand seems like poop soup. I have so much soupy poop over there. I saw a black-red Pirates in your deck yesterday. Is that deck in the queue somewhere? It is. Yep. I think we should be getting to it today. Maybe? No, not today, actually. Yeah, if you look in the deck queue, it's in there. I queue up a couple of days in advance in the deck queue, just in case I have time to run late on a given stream. I wonder if I'm supposed to play the Matter Reshaper out first here, since they've shown me Diabolic Edict. Trophy. I don't believe I have basics. No, sir. Threats. Oh, man. This is my 3-2. There are many like it, but this one is mine. So Ulamog is game ending at this point. Ulamog just like walks right up to him and smacks him in the face. Eye of Ugin is suspend 1, win the game. Alright, Matter Reshaper. He's going the distance. He's going full speed. Do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Be do 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 do. Will I be playing my own brews or submission decks in the early access event? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I've got a bunch of build around submissions that we're going to be playing. If you look in the deck queue, there is a new standard section for the deck queue that has build around submissions waiting already and like deck updates. Like someone said, hey, will you update the Frenzy deck, re-update Merfolk, etc. Tilt. Well, we tried, chat. That's really all you can ask. Just you know, some things transcend formats in Magic, and screw beating Flood is definitely one of them. Morning, Project Swamp. I know most of Jeff's songs, but this "He's Going the Distance" is totally lost to me. That's Cake. What's the title of that song? It's definitely a Cake song. Maybe they don't have the combo. I know you're not new here, Quillman. Twitch now tells me you've been following since July of 2017. Maybe they don't have the combo. Lol. The worst part about this is that I've gained to 25. So, like, if they... in order to combo me, they have to make 50 mana. I'm gonna draw on my sadness at a Neo bar.